In this review, I will cover everything you need to know to determine whether this game is worth your time and money in its current early access state. By the end of the year, I plan to make a tips and tricks video. If you are interested in that or in my other reviews, feel free to subscribe. Having a stable frame rate is important for FPS games, and Operation Athena is performing well in that regard. The gameplay footage you see is in 4K with all settings maxed out and the FPS locked at 60. The utilization of my 4090 hovers around 50% most of the time. On a more typical system with a 2060 or a 3060, you should have no problem maintaining a constant 60 FPS at 1080p with medium settings. Let me know in the comments what performance you experience if you have played the game already. You can rebind your keys, which is always a nice feature, and all the expected graphical settings are available. The only noticeable absence is the OSS, but the game is already well optimized, so for most players this isn't a major issue. However, if you're using an older system, AMD FSR is available in the options and can be quite useful. The voice chat is either on or off. There is no push-to-talk option at the moment, but the developers will implement this feature sooner or later. You can play the game either solo, against bots, or in multiplayer mode. There is no official servers, all multiplayer servers are player hosted and joining mid-match is not possible. You can either wait for a server to appear or host one yourself and wait for other players to join. Given that the player base is still small, it's advisable to check when more players are online, play with friends or join Discord to connect with others looking for teammates. If you choose to play with friends, you also have the option to password protect the server, preventing random players from joining. The AI bots are hit or miss. Sometimes they're quite accurate and even take cover, other times they simply stay in place and react slowly. The developers are working on this, and it's safe to say that their behavior will change significantly with future updates. While playing solo, you will be a one-man army whether you like it or not, as the game currently lacks AI teammates. The developers have plans to introduce this feature in 2025. The only aspect you can modify are the numbers of enemies you encounter and the game mode you choose to play. Speaking of the game modes, whether you decide to play solo or try multiplayer, you will spawn in the home base, from which you can choose the weapons you want to use by going to the second floor and more specifically the locker room. From the base you can select the map, mode and the number of enemy AIs you will face. Additionally, you can have fun at the gun range and the training area before heading into a mission. Before I dive into the game modes, there is one last thing to mention. Whatever you do, don't go through this wall in the server room. Currently the game has 3 different modes. In a terrorist hunt, your objective is to eliminate all enemies on the map. Hostage rescue is fairly straightforward. Your objective is to locate the hostages and extract them to the designated extraction zone marked by a flare. If the enemy manages to kill any of the hostages, it's game over. The final mode is bomb defusal. In this mode you must locate bombs scattered through the map and defuse them by holding F. You have 10 minutes to accomplish this, but a timer is not visible in the HUD. Instead, it's only displayed on the bombs themselves. As for the maps, there are currently 6 in the game, featuring a nice mix of day and night environments. Most of them tend to focus on close quarters combat, but there are some exceptions that include open sections as well. The review contains footage from all the maps. You can choose from 4 different classes, which feel familiar to other first-person shooters that feature classes. The gunner is a class focused on ammunition. The weapons, for example, have extended magazines. However, the main difference compared to the other classes is that this class has ammo packs. There are 4 of them, and you can either use them for yourself or allow your teammates to restock their ammo. All you need to do is look at the ground and press 3, and then either you or your teammates can collect the pack. Another significant difference is the number of grenades. The gunner has 4 frag grenades and 1 stun grenade, making him the class with the highest number of total grenades, even though there are classes that have more stun grenades than he does. The medic class is primarily focused on healing. While other classes are limited to 1 medkit, the medic has 4, which you can use on yourself or your teammates. To start healing yourself or others, you just need to hold H. Just keep in mind that the process is slow, so choose the time and place to do it wisely. The medic has 2 frag grenades and 1 stun grenade. The team lead possesses a unique ability that can be used once per round. By holding 3, you can call in a backup, which will revive a killed teammate. The team lead is equipped with 2 frag grenades and 2 stun grenades. The breacher has 1 frag grenade and 3 stun grenades, making him the class with the most stun grenades available. However, that's not the main difference. The main difference is that he doesn't have a pistol but a breaching shotgun, which can be used to open a door quickly by shooting at its right side. If a door is locked, you will need to kick it to open it, which leaves you quite vulnerable to the AI enemies inside. In those scenarios, having a breacher on your team will be quite useful. For early access games, I tend to look at 2 markers: how much content the game has at the moment and how polished it is. As long as the game is not too lacking in features, I'm willing to give it a chance. However, if the implemented features are bad or heavily bugged, that's a very bad sign for the future. For this one, there is definitely a lot of work for the devs to do before all the necessary content is available. However, what they have already developed is polished and feels enjoyable. Whether the current content is sufficient will be up to you to decide as players. In other words, I think the game is fine. More specifically, it covers the things I care about and look for in a first-person shooter, which include good optimization, satisfying and impactful feel when shooting and hitting enemies, and great visuals. The gameplay itself is fun, the classes are balanced, and all I want to see from the devs in the future are more maps, weapons and features. So I hope the game gets completed. Having the option to customize the weapons is one feature I'm excited about, especially since at the moment you can't even change your scopes. I'm a fan of Red Dot Sight, as this is the cleanest option. In contrast, the whole graphic side has more metal and as a result obstructs the view further. If you enjoyed the video, do whatever you want with those buttons and then check out my other videos. If you're feeling extra generous, there are also channel memberships available with some nice perks. Thanks for watching, see you again next time.